second entry was the break of pre-market, third entry was here. So great setups. Welcome to another video where I make content on how to make solid trades using my 5 years of day trading experience. So every morning about 30 minutes before the market open, I do my research and send out buckets of stocks that I will be watching that day, because either they're gapping up or down before the market open, or has a big news, or if it generally belongs to a hot sector at that time. Basically stocks that I know a lot of people will be watching that day, which ensures those stocks will provide a lot of great trading opportunities. And I do that under my daily watch list channel around here, and every morning I send out the watch list. All right, now I get a lot of comments, people saying that I just don't know what to look for, or there are not enough opportunities, or what's the best place to enter. So in this video I will go through some stocks from my watch list from today and dissect them and show why the stocks behave the way they did, talk about little subtleties that you want to watch out for, that will save you a lot of money and eventually make you a lot of money, the setups that it provided, what kind of setups it did, where you could have entered or exit. Now if you like this type of content and find value, let me know in the comments below that you did, so I can continue to do so. So without further ado, let's get started. So here's the watch list that I provided today, before the market open. Okay, so here's a watch list right here. So we're gonna go and one by one and look at those stocks, and I'm gonna show you. Okay, now here I have a 1 minute chart, I have a daily chart, and I have a 15-minute chart, because we always look at the bigger picture and then we make trades based on the smaller time. So our trades are always based on a bigger time frame. All right, because trend is your friend. So that being said, let's look at the first stock was Twitter. That was my watch list. Now Twitter, the reason why I was in the watch list was because we had a Elon Musk news that he stepped out of the Twitter board. He's not planning to do so anymore, so there was a lot of news. That's why Twitter was actually having a lot of price action before the market opened. So that was part of my watch list. Now it didn't really give an amazing trade opportunities, but notice here, I'm gonna move this out. Basically this was a support play that I provided. What basically was that, if you notice here, first always on the daily chart, notice here the stock was coming to the 9 EMA, which is a very strong indicator. Notice here how 9 EMA always acts as support. So that is why here today, when it came down, when it was coming down, okay, it was coming down to 9 EMA. That being said, so it's possible that it's going to bounce from here. Okay, now another thing what it was watched for is the support level. So it's not just the 9 EMA, but also notice here on the support level, it was bouncing around this area, which is $44 or $45, which is the exact same area what happened. So market open, it came down to the same area and bounced. So there was a support place. So if you understand, if you already had this line drawn, which was very basic, just build simple support resistance, you would know exactly where it was going to bounce from right here. Okay, so that's what happened here. Now another trade opportunity was this short. So if you understand these little subtleties, so notice here on this 1 minute chart, now always remember the overall trend is downward, right? So when the stock does go up, it eventually comes back down, unless a massive short squeeze or a crazy news happen, but it normally doesn't happen. So knowing that even though it's going up, it's going to come down. Notice here what's happening. So this was a short opportunity. Notice here right now, I talk about this fake breakout all the time. I have a lot of videos on fake breakouts. Basically what happened was it was making this trend right here like this, okay, and it broke out right here, but it was a failed breakout. The reason why, because the overall trend is downward. So whenever the stock goes up, a lot of people trying to sell the stock and get their losses, and as soon as that happened, there was this entry right here, a short entry. So there was a long entry right here on support, there was a short entry on a fake breakout, there was a fake breakout right here. So this was another entry for short. So if you buy right here, your stop loss will be above this. So this is your risk. Again, I'm going to clean it up right here. So this is your risk level. So you enter right here, you're short, you take a massive move short, and your stop loss is right here. So this is your risk, this is your reward. Always reward needs to be bigger than your risk. Okay, so that's number one. So Twitter, here it is. So that's how you could have played. Now this is the one that I traded. I alerted it in my chat room right here. That's the only trade that I took Walmart today, and I took AMD, but I only alerted AMD because that's what the only time I got. And notice here, that's the only trade I alerted. Only one trade I alerted right here. That's it. I don't even talk much. I only talk about trades that are actually about to form a setup. So when I'm doing something, you must watch, because 90% of the time they work. You can actually go back on my chat room and see all the alerts that I've made. Now here it is. I literally send AMD right here, saw a screenshot, and even draw the arrow that hey, it's gonna come back down. And notice what here happened right here. This is it. This was the setup. And notice here, there it is, came back down. I alerted right here in this area. And here is the screenshot again. Right here, notice, look. Right here, when it was right here, I alerted and it says it's gonna go down. So the reason why it's gonna go down, look what happened. Exactly went down. So this was a great short. Now, why this was a short? Here it is. Here's the reason. Basically, what's happening is that always we look at the daily chart first. So notice right here, this was this clear support right here. Okay. Now every time the stock bounced, but the first time it's gapping down, and it's gapping down below this level, which is this same level for 98.86. Okay, 98.86. It's gapping below. And what happened right here, the market opened, the stock broke down and crashed. Okay, so it means a lot of stop losses were triggered, because before it used to bounce every time, so people had their stop losses right below this level. As soon as it broke, all the stop losses got triggered. That's why it caused a massive sell-off. Okay, so that's number one, understanding the daily chart. What's the setup? Now I missed this move. Okay, this is a pre-market break, which I talk about all the time. So that was the number one trade right here. Another opportunity, AMD right off the open, simple opportunity. I missed it. Okay, so now what happens is that whenever some people miss, before I used to miss, I used to chase the stock. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna just keep going down further, and then it would go up. I would cut my loss, and then it would go down again. I'm like, oh my god, I missed it, right? Well, if you miss it, and if the stock is truly good and has good opportunity, it will give you more opportunities. And that is why I sent it this alert. So once I noticed that it's holding, it went down, and now it's making this flag pattern. What is a flag pattern? Right here, this is a flag pattern. There it is. Okay, a flag pattern is basically the stock goes down, okay, and then it makes the flag pattern. So it's the inverted flag. Okay, so this is a normal flag, and this is the inverted flag. If this flag happens, then the stock goes up. If this flag happens, the stock goes down. Just the opposite. All right, so that's what it is. So it makes this flag right here, and it was a great opportunity. So you could have played two ways: either get short right here, or if the stock comes up here, then you can short right here with the risk right above this pre-market level right here, which was clear resistance, right? So if this breaks, the stock is going to squeeze, and that's not what happened. So you can short close to this area and then look for downtrend and make money, or you can short at this trend break right here. So right off the bat, AMD, again, part of my watch list. Only first two I talked about. One entry right here. I'm gonna clean it up again. One entry right here. Second entry would be around if you want to short on the pullback and expect, but if you don't want to do that, it's totally fine. And then so 1, 2, and then 3. So 3 entries. Okay. And then once I start to found base, you want to take some profits, and then I would put my stop loss break even. So you enter right here. Let's say you take some profit, not going back, hold some piece, and if it doesn't, you take your final profit at break even. Don't let it go against you. Okay, I try not to do that. Now next is NIO. So NIO here, now people wondering, okay, so we talk about trend here all the time. Okay, so notice here what happened. So this is the pre-market levels, clear level, right? There's clear resistance right here, clear resistance, and then this was the low of the resistance. Now notice here what happened. The stock briefly broke it and then immediately reclaimed. Okay, what that means is that a lot of shorts who shorted the stock, because the pre-market is a very, very common strategy, it immediately bought back up. So now there are red. Okay, but then on top of it, let's just go down further, and here was the setup right here. This was this trend break. So shorts got stuck here at the break of this pre-market, and then it made this nice flag pattern right here, and this was the entry. Okay, so this was the entry right here. And then let's look up another entry, which was the break of this clear level. So right here, so there it is. there it is. That's what happened. So as soon there was this trend break, okay, so a lot of people enter here, but then a lot of people enter here, so it caused a lot of buyers kept pushing, okay. And since it was a short squeeze, because a lot of shorts got stuck, so they had to cover too. So this was a multiple. If you understand all these things, you can take advantage of this, okay. Now let's say that you missed that as well. Next opportunity was this right here. There was this trend break right here. There was a flag pattern. Basically this was a flag pattern right here, this flag, okay. So it kind of did this. So it went up, did this flag, okay, the opposite of what I showed you in AMD, and then broke out and then went up another. So this was another entry. So here it is. Number one entry was here, second entry was the break of pre-market, third entry was here. So great setups. If you enter right here, then your stop loss will be this. If you enter right here, then your stop loss will be this, okay. Always have a stop loss. If you don't have a stop loss, don't trade please. All right, so next is SPY. So SPY, the reason why SPY was on the watch list was because notice here, what has happened is a market, the SPY's overall market, okay. So what is happening here, always daily chart first. So notice here, this was this clear resistance, okay, and notice here how it is this resistance, and then it kind of come back, break, and then failed. So that's why now, since there's a fake out, it's going down, okay. And also because there's a lot of negative news out there too, okay, with all the war and everything. So overall market is downtrending basically right now. Now that we know overall downtrending, also notice here the stock gap down in the market. So there's a huge gap down, the stock gap down. So this is the gap on the 15-minute if you look here, and if you look at the pre-market, this is the gap down. So price closed here, opened here, so this was the gap, okay. So that's what it means, a gap down. Now that you know that, okay, so it's we know that it's downtrending on the overall market. How here it is, this is the setup that I really like. So I talk about it all the time. We draw pivot to pivot, so we connect the pivot dots, and then where it breaks, this is a great short opportunity. Your stop loss will be this. Your stop loss will be this clear resistance here, just which shows multiple times, right? So basically this is a triangle pattern, and again, same thing, triangle pattern, and then once it breaks, it's a short opportunity. Your stop loss is here, and then it just never look back. So here it is, it never look back. So clear short right here, okay. Yeah, so this was a great opportunity SPY. Same thing in NVIDIA, exactly same thing happened. Now NVIDIA goes with the market, so basically whatever the market does, that's what it does. Same thing happened here. NVIDIA was, look at it here, same exact pattern as a SPY chart, and same thing happened right here. So this was the great shorting opportunity right here. Now basically if you look at the subtleties, we're gonna talk about subtleties. Basically this is what happening. You see this, how this clear resistance right here, this is what caused this. Oops, what is this? Sorry. So this is the candle that caused this massive sell-off. If you notice here, this was a resistance right here. It briefly broke it above, catches all the long who try to get long above this, fakes them out, and then makes this trend. Now you be thinking, okay, what if I had taken this long? Well, if you understand the daily chart, I talk about this, you look at the daily chart, you should be looking for a short, not for a long, because the overall trend is downward. So even if the stock does go up, I talked about that if the overall trend is downward, the stock will eventually go down. So you want to look for a short, not look for a long and try to catch these small moves, because overall trend is down. So you're going to make more money shorting the stock right now. Okay. When the market is uptrending, then you look for a long. Now, Oxy, same thing happened here. Pre-market, every single trade, amazing opportunities, amazing opportunities. Guys, let me know if you guys are liking this content. If you do, let me know in the comment below so I can continue doing this, because I think that this is gold. I wish somebody had taught me this, okay? So same thing happened again here. Now, break of pre-market. Now, I want to talk about one more thing here. You see how I broke the pre-market and it went up? Now, if it had gone above this level, this would have squeezed, okay? Because it would have caught shorts, and then it would have had short squeeze. But the fact that it stays below this level, below this pre-market level, it never squeezed them out, and it never even made any form of a flag pattern, right? A flag pattern, like let's say it comes down and then it makes flag pattern like this, and then goes up. So this is a flag pattern, It never did that. It simply went down, came up, and then boom. That's what it did, right? Came down, went up, boom. So it did not really make a flag pattern. So that's why it did not really squeeze up. Now let's say if you did get short, okay, your stop loss up here. So you still would have been, even though you got the entry right here, it did go against you and then boom. So it did not really go against. So even if you did get in pre-market and goes up against you, it didn't, your stop loss would be here. So you wouldn't get stopped out and it would, trade would have worked. Okay. And the reason why I had Oxy, by the way, on my watch list is because oil sector is very, very hot right now. A lot of opportunities. Look at this huge move up, huge move down, so you can make money long and short only if you understand it. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna just stop it right now. Walmart, let's just talk about it too. I personally took Walmart right here, right here, right here. And the reason why was because notice here, now the daily chart was really, really strong, but it was also very, very extended. So first thing, we always look at the daily chart. I just don't want to make this video too long, so I'm trying to make it really, really quick. But basically, look at here. This the stock has just been really just going up really strong. Okay, really, really, really strong. Now I don't want to like teach this one much because I would rather have you go with the trend. But here's what happened here. The reason why it went down instead of going up today, even though it was so strong. The reason why is basically this is what happened. So the stock has been going up. It's been going up and up and up. Finally, look here, how you know how it went up. Now it's going up again, making new highs, and now look at this final high. Now it's not making. Now it's not going up anymore. You see that? So basically, what you can see is that the buying pressure is slowly turning around. So it's doing this U, so it's going down now. Okay, and then what happened was it went up and it made this really hammer candle and huge drop right here. Now this is a little advanced, but what happens is that this is the same area. You see this is the breakout area right here. You broke out and then failed. So people got stuck here, and then when it comes back to the same area again, okay, that's where they get out, and then it caused this sell-off. So that's what's kind of happening. I don't want to go too much detail. It's a separate whole video. And then basically what it did was this trend right here. So this was this pattern right here. And so basically knowing that there are people stuck here on this when it made a new high and then failed, and massive fail. You see these huge red candles, which basically caught them off guard. So when it comes back up again, they get out, and then it caused this trend break and then sell off. Okay, so hope you guys like this video, and let me know in the comments below that you guys like it, and I'll keep making these videos. Otherwise, I'll look for something else. All right guys, take care. I'll see you guys later. Bye.